Yes, Assalamu alaikum. We are studying the minerals, the inorganic elements of the body, and today we will study the zinc. It's very important inorganic material in the body, and it's a micro mineral. And you can also classify it as the essential trace elements. Micro mineral. We have studied that micro minerals don't inorganic material. The daily requirement of this micro mineral is less than 100 milligram per day. So it is micro mineral essential trace element, which is very essential for the working of the body. The total content in an adult body is about 2 gram, and the prostate gland is rich in this zinc, near about the 100 milligram per gram of the prostate. It is mainly an intracellular element. Many of the minerals are extracellular, but it's mainly the intracellular mineral. Total zinc content of body is about 2 gram, and out of which 60% is in the skeletal muscle and 30% in the bones. 60% in the skeletal muscles, 30% in the bone, and the highest concentration of zinc is seen in the hippocampus area of brain. Hippocampus area, it is a part of brain and it embedded deep into the temporal lobe, and it has a major role in learning and memory. Very important for us, for the students. And the choroid of eye. Choroid, it is the vascular layer between the sclera and the retina of the eye. Sclera is a white portion and retina, the portion, the structure of the body where the हमारी जो तस्वीर है जिस पे बनती है. Then the liver, then the prostate gland, and the prostatic fluid. Appreciable concentration of zinc is seen in the muscles, pancreas, leukocytes, nail, and hair. Leukocytes, as you know, that these are the white blood cells, and it includes the neutrophils, basophil, eosinophil, lymphocytes, very important lymphocyte, because when there is deficiency of the zinc, the lymphocytes will be impaired and there will be immune problem. Immunity of the person will be decreased. Then which are the dietary sources of the zinc? The rich dietary sources are grains, our daily diet, beans, nuts, cheese, meat, and shellfish. Shellfish, जो scrapions, prawns वगैरह. These are the. It means that zinc is very much present in our daily diet, because our daily diet is just consists of grains, beans, and meat. Then what is the dietary requirement of the zinc? RDA, recommended dietary allowance. Recommended dietary allowance of zinc. Its children's requirement is more in children in the pregnancy and lactation. It is in women it is 8 milligram per day, and in man it is 14 milligram per day. Then how the zinc is absorbed from the diet? It is mainly absorbed from the duodenum, as the most of the inorganic and organic materials are being absorbed from the small intestine, or usually from the upper portion of the small intestine. Duodenum, it is the upper portion of the small intestine. Then the copper, calcium, cadmium, iron, and phytates will interfere with the absorption of zinc. These all materials will interfere with the absorption of zinc, copper, calcium, cadmium, iron and phytates. Phytates, as they will become the salts. Zinc and copper will competitively inhibit each other. Zinc and copper, the two minerals, they will competitively inhibit each other. एक दूसरे को absorption को रोकेंगे. And for this reason, zinc is therapeutically used to reduce the copper absorption in Wilson disease. Wilson disease, it is a disease which is the overloading of the copper in the body. The copper is being deposited in the tissues of the body and mainly in the liver, and this way the liver becomes compromised for the working. And so zinc is therapeutically used. Zinc will interfere with the absorption of the copper. In this way, the absorption of copper can be reduced. And Wilson disease, it is the overloading or undue deposition of the copper in the tissues of the body, and most important tissue is the liver. Zinc is mainly absorbed in the duodenum, so the zinc from animal sources is better absorbed than the vegetable. It's from animal sources, it's the better absorption of the zinc if it is taken by the meat or the animal sources, cheese वगैरह. The absorption of zinc appears to be dependent on a transport protein. There are certain transporting protein, and the absorption of zinc is dependent on the metallothionein, MTS, metallothionein. It's a transport protein for the absorption of zinc in the body. Basically, it is a family of the cysteine, rich, low molecular weight protein. Cysteine, it's a amino acid which is formed by the two cysteine. When the two cysteine amino acids are oxidatively joined together, there is a S bond, and in this way cysteine is developed, and metallothionein is rich in the cysteine or cysteine amino acid. It is a protein which is rich in the cysteine or cysteine amino acid, and these are localized to the membrane of the Golgi apparatus in the cell. Then MTS or metallothioneins, they have the capacity to build both physiologically and xenobiotics. Physiologically, they will bind zinc, copper, selenium, the three most important minerals in the body. Then the xenobiotics. Xenobiotics are those foreign chemical substances within an organism which is not normally present or produced by the body or the organism. Such as the antibiotics, we can call them the xenobiotic. These are not normally present in the body, but it is a foreign chemical substances, and these are called as the antibiotic, these are called the xenobiotics. Cadmium, mercury and silver arsenic are also taken up by the metallothionein or MTS. It's not proved, but the experimental data suggests that the metallothionein, they may provide the protection against the metal toxicity. And the metallothioneins or MTS involved in the regulation of zinc and copper and provide protection against oxidative stress. It means they can act as the antioxidants. Phytates, calcium, copper and iron interfere with, while small peptides and amino acids promote zinc absorption. Phytates, calcium, copper and iron, they almost inhibit, but on the other hand, small peptides, polypeptides, chains of amino acids, They promote the zinc of the absorption of the zinc. Then in the plasma, the zinc is combined with plasma protein. In the serum, the zinc is combined with the plasma protein and especially with the albumin. Normal serum level of zinc is 100 microgram per deciliter, and it may be decreased in urinary loss during the nephritic syndrome. Nephritic syndrome, it is the inflammatory condition of the kidneys. And hemolytic anemia. Hemolytic anemia, the deficiency of the blood due to the breakdown of the RBCs. Hemolysis, breakdown of the RBCs. The anemia will develop. And the myocardial infarction. Myocardial infarction, anoxic death of the cardiac cells and infections, in which the normal serum level of zinc may be decreased, which is normally 100 microgram per deciliter. Then how it is stored in the body? Mainly it is stored in the liver, and it's stored in combination with a specific protein, carrying protein, metallothionein. It is transported by the metallothionein, and as well as it is stored by the metallothionein. How it is excreted from the body? Mainly it is excreted through the pancreatic juice, and very small amount or lesser extent through the sweat, mostly excreted by the pancreatic juice. Pancreas is a gland which is exocrine and as well as endocrine. Exocrine gland, it is the enzymes secreted, the digestive enzymes are being secreted by the exocrine cells of the pancreas, and the endocrine, insulin and glucagon, are being secreted by the islet cells of the pancreas. It is the exocrine gland and endocrine. What are the biochemical functions of zinc? The storage and secretion of insulin from the beta cells of the pancreas requires zinc. Very important function of zinc. It takes part in the storage, it helps in the storage and secretion of zinc. Insulin, as you know, it is a hormone which is required for the intracellular shift of the glucose. When there is a deficiency of insulin, what will happen? That plasma level of glucose will increase. There will be the hyperglycemia, and it will be excreted out, and it will not take part in the metabolic functions. Zinc is necessary to maintain the normal level of vitamin A in serum. How? It promotes the synthesis of retinol binding protein. Retinol binding proteins, these are responsible for the transporting vitamin A from the liver to other tissues. So in this way, it is maintain the normal level of vitamin A in the body. If there is a deficiency of zinc, there will be deficiency of the transporting proteins, retinol binding proteins. So there may be the deficiency of the vitamin A in the body, which is very much important for many functions in the body, including the rods and cones and epithelial tissue formation. Then it is required for wound healing. There is the growth of cells. Zinc enhances cell growth and division, stabilizing biomembranes. It stabilizes the biomembrane. In this way, It helps in the growth and division of the cells. Zinc is essential for proper production, for the reproduction. It is necessary for the formation and maturation of the spermatozoa. In this way, it has a vital function in the reproductive system of the body, because it takes the major role in the formation and maturation of the spermatozoa. Near about 300 enzymes are zinc dependent. 300 के करीब एंजाइम हैं जिनकी वर्किंग जो है that depends upon the zinc. If there is a deficiency of zinc, the functions of these enzyme will be compromised. And some important are the carboxypeptidases. Peptidases are those enzyme which catalyzes the polypeptide chains cleavage, and carboxy mean that carboxyl or CN. These are proteases. Proteases are those enzymes which are used for the hydrolysis of the proteins that hydrolyzes a peptide bound at carboxyl terminal. There are two terminals in the polypeptide chain. One is the C terminal, which is the carboxyl, and the other is the amino terminal, M terminal, N terminal. And the carbonic anhydrase, it is the main enzyme which is present in the RBCs. It catalyzes the conversion of carbon dioxide and intracellular water, which are the end product of the metabolism in the body. जो भी हम लेते हैं metabolites, at last it is metabolized into the carbon dioxide and water, and it immediately converts these both to the carbonic acid, which spontaneously dissociates to form the bicarbonate and hydrogen ion, which are used in the body. Then the alkaline phosphatase. There are many enzymes which are used in the attachment of the phosphate group. These are called the kinase, and the enzymes which remove the phosphate group from a molecule, these are called the phosphatase, alkaline phosphatase. It's a hydrolase enzyme responsible for removing phosphate group from and many types of molecules, and it is used as diagnostic tool in many diseases. It's very important. Many MCQ comes from this. It is being used as a diagnostic tool in many diseases. Sometimes it is elevated, as in the active form of rickets, and sometimes lower levels, as in Wilson disease and pernicious anemia and aplastic anemia. Then the lactate dehydrogenase. Lactate dehydrogenase is the enzyme found in all living cells, catalyzing the conversion of pyruvate to lactate. Our body mostly depends for its nourishment on the glucose, and glycolysis is the breakdown of the glucose and formation of the energy. When the oxygen is not involved, it is called the anaerobic, and when there is the involvement of the oxygen, it is called the aerobic glycolysis. And the anaerobic, from glycolysis up to the pyruvate, from one molecule of glucose we will get 2 molecules of pyruvate. If the oxygen and mitochondria is present in the cell, the pyruvate will convert to the acetyl-CoA, and acetyl-CoA will enter into the TCA cycle for the formation of the ATP molecules. But if oxygen is not present or the mitochondria is not present, as you know that there are certain cells in the body in which the oxygen is deficient and in which the mitochondria is not present. RBCs are lacking. The most important is the RBCs, and they depend upon for their nourishment for energy taking on the anaerobic part of the glycolysis. And in the anaerobic, the pyruvate will convert to the lactate, and this is the enzyme which is used for this conversion, lactate dehydrogenase, and this lactate will be used for the formation of the new glucose from non-carbohydrates. It is called the gluconeogenesis. If there is the excessive formation of the lactate, there will be the lactate acidosis. Then the ethanol dehydrogenase. Ethanol oxidation is catalyzed by this enzyme. Then the glutamate dehydrogenase. Glutamate is converted to the alpha ketoglutarate by the glutamate dehydrogenase. It means that removal of the hydrogen atoms. When you remove the hydrogen atoms from the glutamate, it will be converted to the alpha ketoglutarate, and it is the one of the most important intermediate in the TCA cycle, or the Sitter cycle, or the Krebs cycle, which is a lot of ATP is formed by the Sitter acid cycle, or the Krebs cycle, or the TCA cycle. Then the RNA polymerase, it also depends upon the zinc. Required for the protein biosynthesis. As you know that protein is synthesized when there is a DNA. DNA will transcribe into the RNA, and there will be it is the enzyme which is used for the copying of the DNA into the RNA, responsible for the copying of DNA sequence into an RNA sequence during the process of the transcription and the synthesis of the proteins. Then the extracellular superoxide dismutase. Superoxide dismutase is a zinc-dependent enzyme that catalyzes the dismutation or partition of the superoxide or oxygen radicals into the ordinary molecular oxygen and hydrogen peroxide, which is degraded by the enzyme catalase, and so zinc is an antioxidant. Antioxidant, how it is? It's a university question that how it acts as an antioxidant. Antioxidant, there are many free radicals. Oxygen is used, half of oxygen molecule is used, and the unpaired electrons are present in the oxygen, and they can combine with unwanted atoms to form the unwanted molecules. And the most important, lipid peroxidase in the cell membrane. They will damage the cell membrane. These are called the free radicals. These free radicals will be used in the formation of the hydrogen peroxide, which is also dangerous for the body. So it will be immediately degraded by the catalase into the water and ordinary oxygen. In this way, zinc acts as an antioxidant. Zinc deficiency leads to lowering of vitamin A level in the blood because the transporting protein and the storage protein, retinol binding protein, it depends on the zinc. So if there will be deficiency of the zinc, the working of the retinol binding protein will be compromised. So the vitamin A will become lower in the level in the blood. It is also necessary for the normal immunological functions. As we study, it is the most important leukocytes, and the lymphocytes are one of the very important cells of the leukocytes. So when there will be the problem in the lymphocyte formation, which are used for the immunological purpose in the body, क्या होगा? Lymphocytes will decrease, and so the immunity of the person will also compromise. Then zinc supplementation in mother improves the birth weight of the baby because it takes part in the formation of the protein, RNA polymerase. So when we give the supplement, it will improve the birth rate of the babies. It is also zinc supplementation is also found to be useful in controlling acute diarrhea and acute respiratory infections. The exact mechanism is not known, but the zinc supplementation benefits because it is vital nutrient essential for protein synthesis and intestinal transport of water and electrolytes. So, WHO World Health Organization recommend 20 mg for 10 to 14 days in children with diarrhea and 10 mg for infants under 6 months of age. आजकल ये काफ़ी कॉमनली जिंक सप्लीमेंटेशन दी जाती है डायरिया, क्योंकि एंटी डायरिया ड्रग्स जो होती हैं ये एक बड़ी एहतियात से बच्चों में देनी चाहिए. सो इन स्पाइट ऑफ द एंटी डायरियल ड्रग्स, कहते कि उतने बच्चे डायरिया से नहीं मरते जितने एंटी डायरियल ड्रग्स की वजह से मर जाते हैं. सो जिंक इज यूज्ड in place of anti-diarrheal and it will definitely benefit in the diarrheal diseases of the children. Then the insulin. Insulin, when it is stored in the beta cells of the pancreas, contains zinc and it stabilizes the hormone molecule. But when the insulin is released into the blood, it doesn't contain zinc. But it is necessary when it is stored and when the insulin is being produced by the beta cells of pancreas. The commercially available preparation, which is called the PZI, protamine zinc insulate, they also contain zinc. Then the zinc contained proteins in saliva. These are very much important for the taste sensation. There are the zinc containing protein. These are present in the saliva and these are important for the taste sensations. So if there will be the deficiency of the zinc, the taste problem will also occur. Then the acrodermatitis enteropathica. Acrodermatitis enteropathica. It is a recessive condition where zinc absorption is defective and characterized by the acrodermatitis, which is the inflammation around mouth, nose, fingers. Then the diarrhea, alopecia. Alopecia, loss of hair in discrete area, and ophthalmoplegia, paralysis of the eye muscles, and hypogonadism. The deficiency of the growth hormones, which are secreted in the male from the testes and the female from the ovaries. Then the secondary, these are the primary deficiencies, but the secondary deficiency is seen in the chronic alcoholism and in the untreated diabetes mellitus. Then the acrodermatitis enteropathica. It is a rare inherited metabolic disease of zinc deficiency caused by a defect in the absorption of zinc from the intestine. Then zinc toxicity can be seen and it is often observed in the welders due to inhalation of the zinc oxide fumes. जो welding करते हैं तो उसमें से zinc oxide के fumes होते हैं, they inhale these fumes, so there the zinc toxicity can occur. The manifestation of the zinc toxicity include the nausea, gastric ulcer, pancreatitis, very severe disease, inflammation of the pancreas, anemia, and excessive salivation. Excessive salivation will indicate the gastric ulceration. Then the serum zinc. The concentration of zinc in serum is about 100 mg per deciliter and the erythrocyte contain higher content, which is near about 1.5 mg per deciliter, which is found in association with the enzyme carbonic anhydrase. Zinc deficiency is associated with the growth retardation, poor wound healing, anemia, loss of appetite, loss of taste sensation, impaired spermatogenesis. These all we have studied. And it is reported that zinc deficiency in pregnant animals cause congenital malformations of the fetus. They could be the congenital malformations. Then the deficiency of zinc may result in depression, dementia, भूलने की बीमारी, and other psychotic disorders. The neuropsychotic manifestations of chronic alcoholism may be partially due to the zinc deficiency. Chronic alcohol जो बहुत शराब की आदि हैं उनमें it is due to the zinc deficiency कि जितने भी उनमें प्रॉब्लम आते हैं if we give the zinc supplementation that could be avoided. Thank you very much. Next time inshallah we will study the magnesium. Okay, Allah.